lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt a glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. My best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend.
Sorry, what's up everyone? Tyrone here. This is the first stream since the rebrand to Chelsea Sessions. Welcome to everybody that will be watching this live, will be watching this after it's done rendering and after it's officially a video. As you see in the title, and for many Chelsea fans that are aware, Chelsea need to win this game. It's a game where it's a must-win game. Obviously, Chelsea are in a situation where if they don't win this game, they will not only be further away from getting into at least the top half of the table, or if that's the right way to say it, or get higher than 10th place, simple, and to maximize the points between them and the teams that are struggling in the relegation battle. I can't even talk. This is something that every Chelsea fan will be hoping the best for. They'll be hoping that Chelsea will be able to get back into flying form and against a team where history has said that they haven't lost to them in the Premier League, at their home ground, it will be a good omen on their side. But Chelsea will have to pounce on that, use that as some adrenaline, use that as some momentum to say that we have a great chance of winning the game. But it all has to come down to what happens on the pitch at the end of the day. And if they don't perform at the highest level on the pitch, then obviously they can't expect anything different. No, it's a it's a situation where especially with the whole narrative with Potter and everything, and a lot of fans becoming Potter out and people wanting him to get sacked and all those other things. And whenever that is, who knows if it's soon, who knows if it will happen. But people want Potter out. This is the best way for him to win back some fans if there is a possibility of doing so. Um, Okay, I see somebody from the social sessions team. Um, I'm not sure if they want me to add them. You can always private. You can say in the private chat if I should add you to the stream, and if you're gonna speak or you're just here for moral support, you can always check the private chat and you can say if I should add you or not. But yeah, like I'm saying with this Potter thing, and I know that the person that is in the studio as well is somebody that is defending Potter, if I can use that word, is rooting for him. And by the way, could you please yeah, sorry. I'm trying to decipher if this is actually somebody from the Chelsea session team, because for many people, obviously for those probably will see this after, this is something that I'm very cautious with now. I have to be careful with the link because sometimes people coming incriminating other people and saying that they are this person even when they're not. So I have to be careful. I'm gonna try to get confirmation if it's actually the person. But yeah, like I said, with Potter and everything, it's about what's gonna happen. What will Chelsea be able to get a result? Will Potter be able to turn it around with the fans? We'll just have to wait and see. Um, Okay, the person is gone. All right. Okay. All right. Maybe just quickly. I don't want this to be too long, so I'm going to quickly move on to the next thing, which is team news. Now I'm going to just go a little brief thing with the team news. Now, Graham Potter obviously had his press conference on Friday, and in that press conference, he outlines the status of players that are injured, players that are coming back from injury, or those who are returning. And obviously, for those who know, Cesare Azpilicueta got a concussion from a coming together with a Southampton player. He was obviously able to be revived. He came off the pitch applauding the fans and everything. So he is obviously conscious and obviously was pictured in the training sessions. Obviously, he's not available for selection. So that's the first thing. He's not available for selection. I don't know what I'm talking about now. So obviously he is out of the game. Obviously, then you have Kovacic, who we obviously knew came back against Southampton. He played. Obviously, we have Zakaria, who was in some training sessions, but he was not selected to start games or come off the bench. Obviously, Southampton, he was on the bench he was in the squad and he was listed on the bench against Southampton, but he wasn't given any minutes. So he is available for selection. Loftus Cheek, obviously, like I said, he's there. Obviously, you have James and Suba who were rested, who are also back. So that means that we do have these players back, and obviously Chilwell is there. Kukurea is supposedly there as well. Kante, who was recovering from a surgery that he had, to fix the issue with his hamstring, is also available. Now, not available, my apologies, is back in training sessions as well. And he is not available. Christian Pulisic as well, coming back from injury. He was also in the warm-ups, wasn't in the main sessions of the training sessions, obviously. he is not up for selection as well. So with all of that, obviously the team news, that's the team news. I'm just gonna quickly, take a little intermission as I try to fix some issues that I'm having. So give me a couple of minutes while I do so. Alrighty. Now, as I said, you can see on the banner, the next thing that I'll be doing is the predicted 11. Obviously, I, my good old, friend Roger, obviously for those who know towards perspective, he will say that Potter is predictably unpredictable. So trying to predict what his lineup or the 11 that he would put out is not something that is easy. I don't think it'll be easy for anybody to do that. We can always only just take a guess, hope for the best. I did not mean to rhyme, but even better. So let me just give me the moment. Let me quickly share my screen as I try to, you know, get the feature or the graphics of what I'm going to be using to select my 11. I'm assuming that you guys can see it. It's probably very small, so give me a moment. Let me quickly try to get it. Oh, that's not it. Please bear with me. I haven't done this in a while. I hope you will be able to see it. Yeah, I think it looks okay. I think it's visible enough and you can see it. I'm going to put this into full screen so it's easier for you to see it. Yep. Alrighty. Obviously, we know it's okay. So let me quickly do this. I was hoping to get somebody on to, give me their thoughts on what the level will be. So I'm just going to type it in, and then after that, I will go over it and give my reasons for choosing these players. So bear with me. Let me just put in the names. Obviously, probably we can see the ones I put in already. Let me make some space in between the midfield double pivot that I would possibly choose. And obviously, then we can go from there. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Potter's selections is never easy to think or to predict effectively unless you probably hope that he goes with consistency in terms of who he selects. I don't really think it's easy to really predict who will be the one chosen, but I'm going to be taking a wild guess and hope for the best. I'm right. So yeah, I think that's that. Now let me quickly go over the one that I'm deciding to choose. Now, yeah, you guys can see it. So Kepa in goal for me. Obviously, Kepa is probably the most likely option. Mendy isn't really back yet. We haven't really heard much on Mendy. Obviously, we know that he had He had broken fingers, and so he wasn't available like that. So Kepa in goal for me, obviously. Then, like I said, and probably you can see the structure as well. It's a 4-2-3-1. Let me just quickly fix this so it actually looks more presentable. Now, my two centre backs would be Badashile on the left and Silva on the right. I'd have James as the right back and Chilwell as the left back. Now, I know when it comes on to Chilwell or Kukurea, I know that that's probably some debate for some people. Some people will say trust Kukurea, give Kukurea a chance. Probably Potter will use a hybrid approach with the 4-2-3-1. But Kukurea doesn't look like he's in the best frame of mind. He doesn't look as confident as he was when he first started out. Obviously that was under Tuchel, where he was making those crosses. He was making some beautiful passing lanes, finding areas, making passes into spaces that not many players would consider doing or making those passes in. So at this time, unfortunately, in terms of that, I would have to stick with Chilwell, who has been okay. He hasn't been the greatest. Obviously, he's recovering from an injury as well. So Chilwell has to start in that sense because he's more prepared mentally for this game. Obviously, my double pivot is going to obviously be Enzo on the left, which is something that I have to quickly say. I was actually surprised that Potter chose not to put him on the left against Southampton. He was playing on the right mostly. And for what I do know of Enzo, Enzo is quite better on that left side. And considering the partnership that he's starting to develop with Felix, I think this would be sensible to do. Felix has that central attacking mid, which I will get to eventually. And Zakaria, who is back now, he's been in training for a while, but he hasn't started the game. He's always been on the bench. So I think probably this is the best pivot I can think of at this time. Obviously, if he does start, I would have no problem with Loftus-Cheek or obviously Kovacic, but I would stick with Zakaria. Or Kovacic could always be a good option, and Loftus-Cheek has been okay alongside Enzo. I mean, he did quite well, if I can say quite well. He did well against Dortmund. Loftus-Cheek, so probably he could slot in, but Zakaria is my main choice. Or Kovacic can obviously come in, but Loftus-Cheek is another good bet. Now, obviously, the 3-8s, 3-10s, AMs, whatever you want to say, my left-sided AM would be Sterling. I think Sterling did quite well when he came on against Southampton. I think he made an impact. He obviously didn't score a goal, which is probably the only thing he didn't do. But he did create, he did make passes, he did come close to scoring. So you have to give that to him. Felix is obviously going to be my center attacking mid. He's hasn't really scored a lot of goals, but he has been very energetic. He's always giving energy and he's always giving that great thing for the team and to the team. So I think that I would stick with him. And then you have Maduki, who is slowly adapting to the league. He's showed his physique, he showed his strength, he's shown how physical he can be. So and he's been quite good in the games that he's played in and started in. So I'm going to probably stick with Maduki. Ziyech is somebody that hasn't really been bad, but he hasn't really been lighting up the place like that. But Ziyech could always start if his creativity could always be beneficial. And obviously, as the 9, who is Dacha Fofana, I would slot him in. I think he did quite well against Southampton. He was substituted by Potter at halftime, which I never understood, and I still don't understand. But he was very energetic. Obviously, you could see that he's still a bit raw in terms of quality, but he did have the strength to get past players. He just didn't score a goal, but he was getting to the spaces. He was progressing the ball quite well on his own. And I mean, for me, I think you have to play these players based on merit, and they've been commendable. So this is my 11. So obviously, let me go back over it again. Kepa in goal, Chilwell as the left back, but Badashile as the left-sided centre back. Silva as the right-sided centre back. James as the right back. Zakaria and Enzo as my double pivot. Sterling, Felix, and Maduki as the AMs, and Dacha Fofana up top as the 9. That is my selection. Now that is that. I guess I can stop sharing it for now. I can always come back to it should anybody else join me. But for now, let me just do a little, additional talking about this. obviously, when it comes on to this and when it comes on to selecting the team, like I said, it's not easy, but this is what I would do based on who's available, based on who has been performing at a good level. And yeah, I mean, Zakaria has been one of the more reliable players that we've had before. He obviously got that injury, so I would, you know, play him. If it was up to me, I would start Zakaria alongside Enzo. And Enzo has been sitting a bit deeper in the games that he's played. Sometimes he does progress the ball forward, and sometimes he does go forward, but it has to be more calculated. He doesn't do it constantly. It's only when the team is pushed up forward and he has that freedom to go into the final third of the opponents and try to score and try to get the ball in or make a pass in to get some assists. He does take some shots that obviously doesn't lead to anything, unfortunately. But I think with a Zakaria, I think it will be more interchangeable because Zakaria can sit deep, allow Enzo to progress the ball forward, go forward with the ball, try to get the ball into one of the attacker's feet, and obviously create something. And you could also, like I said, Zakaria has that dribbling ability. His confidence was starting to develop in the games leading up to his injury. So I think that would mean that Enzo can still sit deep and Zakaria progresses forward at times. And then it changes to Enzo doing it sometimes and Zakaria doing it this time. And, the old tactical approaches and everything and tactical plans that could be going in Pochettino's mind. We don't really know what's going on. But based on what he said in the press conference as well, it could always be something that he's considering. He could always consider a new tactical approach, being more commanding on the pitch side. And you never know. We'll have to see what Poche does. He did speak about the fact that he he likes to be himself. He has to be himself. If he tries to be somebody else, it's not really going to work for him because he's not like that. So people do say that he's not expressive enough. I've said that. I'm not going to lie. I've said that he needs to be more expressive, show more vigor and fight. And I mean, if he does that, then I have no reason to believe that he can't do anything. So I mean, yeah, I guess we'll have to see what Potter does. He did address the fact, and also something that I'm not proud of, and considering that I came from the Chelsea community, is that they had fans that were wishing his family and him to die, and giving death threats and all types of things. I don't want to speak about this because I know that certain claims and statements that are said can get this video demonetized if it gets to the level where it can be monetized. So I'm not going to really go deep into explanation of that, but the whole situation, the whole emails he's getting and the threats and everything, it's pathetic. I mean, yes, he's a human being, and as my good friend Chelsea perspective or Coachella would say, I think you have to remember, Graham Potter is still a human being. He's still a person. He bleeds blood. If you cut him, he would bleed blood. He's not going to bleed some unknown element or some unknown substance. It's going to be blood. I'm pretty sure of that. So I don't think that people should forget that. He is still a human being. You can be upset with him. You can be frustrated with what he's not doing, what he is doing, and what needs to change. But to bring to that level that is unacceptable, I can't condone that. I might say, yes, we probably need to consider getting him sacked, but you don't go along those lines of threatening him and using toxic behavior to do that or to get your points across. I would never agree with that. I get the frustration, but I will never get to that point. And some people say that, oh, he's just trying to get sympathy. And probably he is. I mean, something like that, I can't blame him for trying to get sympathy for that. If somebody's doing that, he has emotions as well. He does feel pain. He does feel, dejected at times. But at the same time, I can not just ignore the fact that he's saying that Chelsea fans. He generalizes to say Chelsea fans. Not all Chelsea fans are like that. You have some fans that are still supporting him, saying give him time, trust him, believe in him. So, in all fairness, I don't know. It's kind of odd. So I guess in that regard, we just have to be understanding of it, but at the same time, can't condone it. Cannot say that it's supposed to be like that. I can't appreciate it. I don't appreciate that. But I mean, some things I mentioned in the press conference as well. If I can quickly add this because I'm going to conclude this. I don't want this to go over 30 minutes. Nobody joined me, so I don't really have a reason to extend it past 30 minutes. So I'm going to continue it. So this will be the final point I'll be making. I just think that, in terms of everything else that he mentioned, it looked as if he was deflecting. There's some things about him mentioning preseason. Yes, we know that the preseason that we supposedly had, it was not really a preseason. It obviously had matches before the season, which it therefore gives the word preseason its meaning. But before the season started, it was just a tour of America. New owners, they wanted the tour of America, fine, go to LA, go to the baseball stadium, and LA Dodger Stadium, and go there and have fun moments, tour and everything. And they traveled the spaces in between the traveling and everything. The games were so disjointed, no bigger, Arsenal defeating us in a brutal way, running over us, beating us 4-0 if I'm not mistaken. It was not promising. So yes, we know that the preseason wasn't good, but to bring that up after that was nearly 8 months ago, it's not logical. I can't agree with that. That seems like he's using excuses. But at the same time, I don't want to go deep into that. I just think that was deflecting, going back to saying that, oh, experienced players or senior players are telling me that the preseason was not helpful for them. Paraphrasing, of course, for what Potter said. I can't, really say that he was deflecting because he looked like he was deflecting. Potter bringing up the preseason and everything, it didn't really make sense to me because it doesn't really help. It's not necessary. It's not relevant. It's been nearly 8 months now since the preseason, quote unquote, that we had. So it's not relevant. It's now you have new players. You can say they need time to gel, which I can understand, adaptability and everything. But it's not logical to bring up preseason, whatever happened in preseason. So obviously that is not logical. But yeah, I mean, in terms of that, in terms of my selection, and I'm gonna quickly, before I conclude this, because nobody else is gonna join me, I'm going to quickly show you the lineup again, just in case anybody joins, the stream or joins the chat, for the final few minutes that I'm gonna be using. I'm just gonna quickly show my predicted 11. So let me see if it's up. Yep, it's on. All right, so Kepa in goal, Chilwell left back, Badashile left-sided centre back, Silva as the right-sided centre back, James as the right back, Zakaria and Enzo as my double pivot. I've already explained why that is the case. So if you join late and you see Zakaria there, you can always go back and you watch why I gave that reasoning. Sterling as the left-sided AM, Felix as the centre AM, and Maduki as the right-sided AM, and just ahead of them as the 9, I would be sorry, Dacho Fafana. Already gave my reasons for that, so you can always go back and see why. So yeah, that is my 11. 4-2-3-1. Chelsea versus Spurs or Spurs versus Chelsea. Hopefully Chelsea do make the team proud and make the club and fans proud, and we can start being hopeful of change and a turnaround with Potter, and you go from there. So that's that. Thanks for watching. For those who were here, thanks for those who will be watching this after it's done rendering and everything, and it's public and everything. I appreciate you guys all. Thank you all, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Have a good one. Keep the blue flag flying high. And oh, by the way, I always forget to do this before I end streams and before I end my previews. My score prediction is Chelsea 2, Spurs 1. I think we may concede, but I'm gonna be hopeful that we win the game. I won't be like some fans that say we're gonna lose. But that's that. See you guys next time. Peace. Have a good one. Cheers. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. This has been Tyrone Chelsea Session first official stream by me slash video. And peace. Okay. I was okay. Coach. That's if I may ask, could you turn on your camera? You know what this thing is now. I can't really trust any and anybody like that. So before I add you, could you? Oh, gone. Okay, thing is gone. All right. So yeah. What was I saying before? I remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I was actually concluding. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let me see something here. Hmm. Okay. All righty. So don't think anybody else is gonna be joining. So I think I'll conclude it here as I was planning to. Saw somebody and wanted to give them some minutes. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Cool.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Why is that me?
Is that you?
I had to jump out of the bed quickly.
Yeah. Um.
That's
Did,
about very tired.
did,
That's all.
yeah. Did you see my lineup?
I haven't seen it. Where did you put it?
Let me share my screen again. Okay. Let me see if it. Tell me if it's up. You seen it?
Yeah, I can see it. Can you zoom out? Zoom out the bit so that the bar will go actually go off. Zoom out even more. Control plus so that the bar will go up. It will only be the lineup. And I think I can see it. Um, the bar is a Balaga, but then Sheila Silver, James Chilwell, Enzo Zakaria or Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Madueke, Felix Starling, Nacho Fofana. Just give me 1 second. I'll join you back in a bit. 1 second.
Okay. No problem. All right. See. So yeah, that as I said before, with the lineup and everything, I've already explained why I chose the players that I chose, and obviously considering
Yeah,
all the factors, it was only logical. With Zakaria and Enzo already explained, and he even said it on your show earlier. With Zakaria and Enzo sitting deeper in most games, Zakaria would allow him to be more free. He'd be able to progress forward a bit more rather than being composed or tame and trying to stay deep. So even Loftus Cheek, although that's not really his job to sit deep, would allow him to do that. And probably Zakaria, especially with the fact that he was gaining confidence before his injury. Probably if he can come back with that same form or something close to that form, maybe then Enzo will be more accommodator. It'll be easier for him to actually progress easier with the ball, and obviously with the connection that him and Enzo, him and Felix correction has developed. Probably this could be something important as well. And obviously, Dacho Fofana starts for me because he was actually good against Southampton. And although I still can't understand why he was substituted at halftime, I think he deserves to still play. I know you've already said that you think Havertz will start, and perhaps he will. I mean, Havertz wasn't bad when he came on against Southampton, so I wouldn't really say I'm not okay with it. But I think that Fofana was very impactful against Southampton. He just didn't score a goal, so that's why I'm sticking with him.
Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm not saying that's not me saying Havertz is a bad player. Just that we need a good mix.
Mm,
Uh, yeah, Havertz I think doesn't play as a number nine. Nacho Fofana plays, but then again, if he starts, I don't have a problem with that. He still do a good job.
yeah,
Again, but unfortunately for him, a lot of people don't see what he does if he doesn't score. Um, and they
yeah,
don't. A lot of people don't even pay attention that it's actually a fluid approach. They just want him to score. That's just that. Yeah, unfortunately for him, really. Yeah. Yeah, but a good
yeah.
lineup. But maybe we'd see a bit of surprise. Cooper starting over Chilwell. Um,
Mm.
we don't know, but let's see
Yeah,
what
big up
happens.
to you, Added Time Podcast. Thank you for joining. You're actually the first person to comment. So yeah, thank you. I'm seeing that there's more people joining now, which is funny because I was actually planning to conclude the stream. So it's kind
Yeah,
of funny,
you
but
don't conclude the stream because you know. because you don't see anybody joining. That's not how it
No, that's not
works.
it. No, why I was gonna conclude the stream was because I had gone through what my aim of the stream was, and there wasn't like anybody to discuss it with, so there wasn't really a reason for me to continue talking, and I didn't. I don't know. It just didn't seem like the most ideal thing to do. But like I said, big up to you at the time podcast, and big up to you, Glenn. Okay. So there's more people. Big up to you. Okay, all right, Glenn. Much appreciated. Big up to you.
Oh, Glenn, Glenn, Glenn.
Yeah, yeah. I tried to do what you do it, how you do it, but I couldn't do it. So I'm glad you were here to actually say it in the fashion that you do.
Glenn is a nice guy.
Yeah, and hilarious as well. So
You think?
yes,
No, I'm
yeah,
just
that
joking.
sounds like
I
you don't.
just mean that you don't need to be told, and it gets you to start reading something with all seriousness, not knowing in the end it's going to be a joke.
Well, yeah, that's true. Probably he means it in a non-comedic way, but it does come off as comedic.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, lateness is greatness, as coach would say. So you're late, but I mean, you still caught me before I ended. So fair play. But yeah, thank you for joining as well as at the time podcast. I'm not sure if he's still there, but like I said, big up to you guys. And I think yeah. All right, Glenn. Yeah, you said you're gonna rewind it, but I can always show the lineup again. And yeah, so
yeah.
like I said, Kepa in goal, Chilwell left back, Badashile left-sided centre back, Silva as the right-sided centre back, James right back, Zakaria and Enzo as my double pivot, Enzo on the left this time because I think he's better on the left. Sterling, who was actually okay and he actually made an impact against Southampton as a substitution, I think deserves a start. I know some people would probably say play Mudrik to get him sharp and get back into match fitness, not match fitness, match sharpness. And Maduki was actually is very much getting some adoption to the league, and he's actually starting to look promising. So maybe eventually, and probably the game against Southampton probably was unfortunate. A game against Spurs, maybe he could probably be more impactful, probably get a goal. I'm actually being hopeful that something happens, and that's what Fafana was also good against Southampton. You could see the raw talent that he has still. He needs to still become more mature, but you could see what he could do. He had strength, progressing the ball easily. He just needed to score a goal to really have a 10 out of 10 performance, but he did have, at least in my opinion, an 8.5 performance before he got substituted at halftime.
He shouldn't even again. He should have finished the game. He was the best player on the day, actually. You're talking about Dr. Fafana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised again. Potter took him off. He was the best player.
Mm.
He led the attack. He was the most active. Actually, he fought. The others were missing. To my utmost surprise, he was the one of the first players to be taken over. That infuriated me really because I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I'm looking at what Glenn said, and this sounds like something Potter would do, and probably and well, like I said, Coach did say this on his morning show. It'll look like this, maybe Bar Havertz for Fafana, but who knows? For all we know, he might start Connor in midfield, which is true. He could do that. I hope he doesn't because I don't think Connor is really the most impactful if he can make an impact in that position. So you never know. Probably he surprises us and just goes with a back three and say, you know what, screw it. Let me go back to my element. Let me go back to what I'm known for since Brighton and since I joined the Premier League as a coach. Just go back to your back three and see if I can get the best results using that formation. You never know. Maybe those who are predicting a back four could be wrong, and then he just surprises us with a back three. Maybe this is his response to saying that fans are not sensitive enough, they're insensitive, and he needs to be himself. So probably he'll be himself and just say, let me go back to a back three. You never know. It's not like we haven't played it under him and it has worked. It's just about adjusting back to playing a back three and how difficult it would be from the beginning of the game to just go
Mhm.
back to that element.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but I wouldn't play back for against the sport. That's how I see it. But a
yeah.
lot of people think he would do it. Let's see what he does. Really.
Mm. Whatever way it goes, I think this is the match that defines Potter's legacy here. Mm. Probably, it does depend on it. I mean, I'm one to say that I don't think that what the media really says is exactly what will happen, because we've seen that the media, even with Tuchel, and I know some people are uncomfortable with the mention of Tuchel and saying looking back at the past, but with me, I think that this is something that was actually funny, but also not funny. 2 weeks before he was sacked, we were hearing things about him getting an extension. So I mean, it depends on the choice that the owners believe is right, what the directors believe is right. And if they say, you know what, we're losing games, we're not, and it's not like we're winning, we're getting close to winning games, or we're trying extremely, or we're being dominated, and there's no progression, probably they may consider it. But I don't really think that this game will. I don't think that for me at least, I would consider getting a new manager if things start to get extremely bad. But probably people looking to say that, what if that is too late? What if we're already in relegation zone? I don't like to think hypothetical, but I guess in a sense, you could have a point about it probably defining his legacy. But we'll have to see. There's a lot of backing coming out. He's coming out and constantly saying that he's spoken to the owners, and they've given him assurance that they'll back him, they'll trust him, they'll give him the time.
Yeah, and that's not a good sign.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always said it, and I've said it from the beginning when he started mentioning it. You don't do those things. You don't constantly say, "Well, the owners are behind me. The owners are behind me. The owners are behind me." It sounds like somebody that is concerned, or they know that they could get sacked, and they just want the media, or they want people to know that they believe this, even if it's probably further away from their thoughts, or is that it's not the first thought that they have. Well, yeah. Well, Glenn, if we lose, I think he loses the fans completely, unless it's a Dortmund type of situation where we play well but lose. Yeah, and this is why I'm saying that people who say that if we lose to Spurs, he's gone. This is where I have to say that yes, it could happen, but it also could not happen, because, like you said, and using that example, against Dortmund, it wasn't like we were bad. We were dominating for some parts of the game and probably most of the game, but we couldn't finish our chances. And I think coach said it. I think it was yesterday, or probably today. I don't remember, but I do remember you mentioning something about, if we had taken our opportunities, we probably would have won the game 3-1. So I mean, it depends on what happens. If we lose a game, we miss our chances, but we do look like we're dominating, or we look like the team that deserve to win, maybe they'll give him more time to say that, okay, there's a slow change, there's a progression there, just not enough for us to win the game. But I do think we win the game. I'm choosing to be optimistic. And before Coach joined, I was saying that I won't be like some fans who want us to lose just so that they can see if Potter will get sacked. I mean, if you're a Chelsea fan, you want to see a team do well. You
That
want
is
to,
disgusting, really.
yeah, it is, because I'm
Honestly,
honestly surprised. And the people that I know, some people were saying it, I'm shocked, because I'm saying, you say you've been a fan for decades, and you're gonna be, just because you're not fond of a manager, you want your team to lose just to see that. I don't know, that doesn't sound right to me.
no, it's not. It doesn't sound right, and it's really not okay. Was it that person is a dangerous? Any person that thinks that way is very dangerous. I wouldn't want to deal with that person,
Mm,
really, because it's all about them. It's all about how they feel. That is that. Anything else, again, any other person can fall under the boss. They don't care, as long as they what they want happens. That is utter selfishness. And that sort of person, like if I am sitting by somebody and I see their face and they say such, I'm gonna fear dealing with them. And I'm serious, really. It's not okay.
yeah.
That's the most selfish person you'd ever meet in your life. Is somebody that feels like something bad should happen to someone else so that they can feel better. Uh, you don't want to be dealing with that person.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's and that's the thing, it really does surprise me, because I I don't understand why you'd want that. But I mean, I didn't really want to expand on the whole thing with Potter saying he got threats and everything. But I mean, probably that is what pushes him to the breaking point, and probably he chooses to do something else. Let me see what Glenn is saying.
Even if you here's the thing, Ty. Even if you see Potter's body language, it speaks volumes as to how he really feels. Uh,
Ah, oh God, Glenn, man,
oh,
Glenn.
let me not forget. He needs a shout out. Can you ask him if it's Glenn? Are you serious? Is it your birthday on Monday? Really? I want to know.
Yeah, I want to know, but because this is hilarious. I just sent Mr. Potter an email. I said, Mr. Potter, it's my birthday on Monday, so if you mess this up, I'll be very mad. P.S. I hope the kids are doing well. You know what? This fuels my the opinion. I don't remember who said it. It was on your show as well. I'm gonna just keep making references to your show. It's I think you said something about why they're investigating someone a 9-year-old, or probably that was not the age, but something like that, who's using his mom's iPad. It sounds like something that a
It
little
was
child or
the
immature
Bluetooth game
person
that
would do.
said that.
Yeah. Oh, 27th of February. Yeah. Okay. Well, happy birthday in advance, I guess.
I hope I remember to shout him out on the day.
Hmm. I got the day off too. Okay. All right. All right. Even if we lose, I'll recover. All right. All right. Yeah, so I guess yeah. What were you saying before Glenn was trying to bring life to the chat?
He types so quick too. Did you say something else?
No, I was trying to I was saying what were you saying? I didn't catch the last part because when I saw Glenn said I saw the laughing. It was something about Potter.
No, I
Oh,
was saying again. I don't like what some people are saying with regards to the emails that were sent to him. Wishing that he die and his family dies too. Again, that's not okay. And that's one of my points is even if it's lying, there's no way to tell if it's lying. You should we shouldn't look beyond that.
hmm.
I still say he's not a good. Again, I don't think he's the man for Chelsea's job, but I would not look beyond the fact that he said somebody, if you can send him an email wishing that he die and his family dies and all that. No, I wouldn't look beyond that. He is a human being before he's a coach. But unfortunately, people see things differently. Let me say people see things from different lenses, and some people don't care. Some are actually saying he should get over it. That's what it comes with the job that he has. He earns 12 million and all that. If we start thinking like that, then those that are not millionaires are in serious trouble. Yeah, because the rich can also do what they want instead to heck with the poor ones. I don't know how it's again to comment on that for it to make sense, but it's not okay really that some people are feeling like he should be able to deal with it because he's earning 12 million pounds. Again, like what the heck? Yeah, I
Yeah,
get it. It doesn't. The fact he said that doesn't change my opinion on whether he's a good coach or not. But I'm prioritizing that the human side of me needs to again recognizes that what has happened isn't okay. I don't condone it, so I must condemn it. You have to do one. If you don't condone it, condemn it, or condemn it completely. Don't condemn it haphazardly. Don't condemn it partially and still say, yeah, yeah, I get it, yeah, but it sounds like an excuse to me. Do you remember LSG or what his name that used to come to the channel during the South Conundrum?
yeah, I remember.
Did you see what he wrote on Twitter? He responded saying, this sounds like BS to me. That's nonsense. That's just a distraction. On that the message is saying, look the sort of email they sent to Graham Potter. That's not okay. Even if you don't think it's the truth, why would you be portrayed? What sort of person do you think everybody else that saw that will see you as? And nobody, you didn't get even a like. Yeah,
Oh
that
wow, I'm
maybe
surprised.
that yeah, that will show him whether what he did was okay or not.
Yeah, because I'm surprised. Twitter is very toxic, so I'm surprised nobody agreed with him.
Nobody did say yeah, but everybody will be cautious on Twitter so that you're not seen
Yeah,
again
that's
as a
true.
yeah. Look, they're killing Eunice now on Twitter. They're killing
What?
him.
Sorry?
How Eunice? They're killing him on Twitter. That's this. They're destroying him on Twitter,
Mm.
saying he's the most toxic against Graham Potter. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that's what they're saying.
Well,
But
in all fairness, he was the first or one of the first persons to say Potter isn't the man. Potter. The job is too big for Potter. So I guess I don't condone it, but I can understand why
no,
he's getting
saying
cooked
Potter, there's
because
nothing wrong in really, Ty. If we're being honest, nothing wrong in saying that Potter isn't the man.
yeah.
But here's where you're starting to sense. Here's again. Let me give you an example of what I saw from Eunice that made me started saying, "Wait, what is he doing?" When Potter says something like the emotional again toll of the whole thing, something like that. So he quoted that one saying, "This shows you that he's not the man," and that's why. No, you shouldn't. Just show the human aspect of you should show a beat. But that's by the way, again, I don't have anything against him. He is entitled to his opinion. I see things differently from him, but I'm never gonna go to that extent of it's not okay. But people, I don't know. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing. Oh wow, I finally found out how to do this. So, well, mine is it's easier to see the light up now. I found the way because I haven't used Streamer in a while, so kind of forgot how
Oh,
to create
yeah.
this
Just
year.
again, even if you like, I think you'd start doing streaming consistently. Less consistently, you can be doing every Sunday so that people will know you have more people. I'm sure if DJ Stab knew, he'd be here right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm trying to integrate more than just videos. Streams can help a lot. Streams is better. It's easier to get interactions with people that way, and people can come on in a safe way and give their thoughts as well.
Yeah,
Um,
streams do help.
yeah,
It
so
do help quite a lot.
yeah,
Again,
so I'm not the
every
only person anymore, so I have
yeah,
to obviously
every
cons.
type of video you do gets a certain set of viewers. There are people who are into streams. There are people who are into short videos. There are people who are into like videos but not short, not YouTube shorts and all that. So if you mix it up, then you have that variety and it grows your channel. Yeah, plus you know what you're doing. I know this is in plan, but I really something else I really want you and I to talk about is this why people find it difficult to understand Korea. Honestly. I don't think it is he's been as poor. I don't think he's been as poor as he's been portrayed. I know he hasn't been in, again at his best, but still not as poor as people are saying. They're just scapegoating him,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. You caught me after I was speaking about I spoke about it when I was explaining why I chose Chewell, and I've looked at this and I'm doing something in terms of communication right now as a course and everything, and one of the things that you don't really communicate with words, you communicate with your body, and your body language tells a lot of things, and it communicates a lot of things. And when you look at it, and the way I see him playing now, I mean, he doesn't look bad, but people want him to be doing flashy things, going forward a bit more, cross the ball more. And sometimes people look at the fact that, oh, Jorginho is gone, and Jorginho was known for making sideways passes, and we say we're seeing Kukoya not go forward but go backwards, make the ball go sideways and everything. The way I look at it is sometimes he looks like he wants to do it and then he just decides not to do it. So I'm saying, is it confidence? Is because we even hear things from Potter that there's some things going on in his life that hasn't really been fully disclosed. Some people are saying things about how he was how his house was broken into before he joined Chelsea and after he joined early stages, and that can always have an impact on you. And even Sterling as well. We knew during the World Cup he had that issue as well. So there's some things that we need to understand. And you said Potter is human, but we need to remember that these footballers are human. So
All
it's
of them,
something.
yeah.
And oh, you know what though? As you said that, and as you brought up Kukurea, I just remember that Kukurea posted something that he has a newborn as well. So probably that probably lifts his mood as well. You never know. So it's
Yes, then as much as I know it can be stressful to deal with a newborn, if anything, he would want to score and celebrate, that sort of celebration.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
That
think,
probably
yeah,
because it was
yeah,
yesterday.
you look at Glenn's comment in the chat talking about the newborn. I don't think that's an issue, really.
Yeah, you think him having a baby has an impact? Well,
No.
I mean, the newborn was posted. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. So probably that lifts his mood. But I think there's some mental problems that he had, and he didn't look confident to me. But I think people did not understand what you're getting from Kukurea. Kukurea does have it, and we've already said this already, coach, that he is able to make passing lanes. He can find passing lanes. He can make passes in areas that not many players would have probably considered to make those passes in, and and that is something unique about him. He's quicker than Chilwell in that sense. So he can get back quicker. He can get past players faster. But it doesn't look like he's in the greatest of form as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. It don't. Here's the thing. In the case of Kukurea, I'm inclined to argue. Actually, people are making it into what it is, what it is not really. I don't think
Mm.
it's done badly as people are making it to seem. But that's me. That's how I see it. It's just the same thing. It is the case of Koulibaly. Sometimes the bad pairing makes him look bad. For instance, he played against what's his name? He played the pairing of him and Badia Sheila, and he was on the right hand side. He struggled. And I was asking the question, why didn't Graham Potter see that the last time he played with Silva, he was paired with Silva, and he was on the right hand side. He struggled. So why do it again? So he's not again. Sometimes it's the pairing, and sometimes it's just again, it's just lack of protection for the defense. But people, I don't know how they watch football. It's just what they see on the surface level, and that's it. They don't look deep. So again, you could say those gang of people that are doing that are same people that were raving and enjoying and shouting, "Potter ball has arrived" when we had that unbeaten run. But they were not paying attention to beyond the surface. Actually, all they know, we won a game. It was a draw. We didn't lose or something like that. But it's crazy, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. I have this thing. I don't like to boost myself in that regard, but even when we had that unbeaten run,
Mhm.
it wasn't like we were winning all those games. We were enjoying those games as well. There were some times where we were lucky to win those games as well. And probably people say you need luck to win games, but the fashion, leaving it late to get those goals that win the game, like Gallagher's goal against Crystal Palace to let us win 1-0. Things like that. Coming from behind and trying to win games. There were shaky moments as well. Obviously, AC Milan, we won them in a perhaps comfortable way, but it wasn't easy. I mean, Tomori got a red card in the first match, I think, and even then, Liao was dangerous. Giroud had missed an opportunity that could have given them the lead at halftime as well. So there was some factors that if people looked at them, they'll say, okay, yeah, we won the game, but I would say we won the game, but there's still some issues there that needs to be ironed out. There's things that if teams are more prolific, which when they lost Brighton, we saw that a team is prolific, they don't waste their chances. And although they did miss some chances, we were lucky that we didn't get completely embarrassed and lost 6-0 or 6-1 or 7-1. Because if they had taken all the chances and scored, it would have been embarrassing. So yes, there
If
is
it
some.
wasn't for Kepa, I think we would have witnessed such embarrassing again result at least 4 times.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Kepa's brilliance since he joined us, since Graham Potter joined us, we would have witnessed at least 4 embarrassing losses like that.
Yeah. And I guess people look at the fact that with the Man City loss where we lost, was it 3-0 or 4-0? I don't remember. I think it was 4-0. People say, yeah, Kepa wasn't really the greatest in that game. Nobody was. And I mean, You we I think we gave away a penalty, we gave away a free kick, and then we there was a lapse of concentration. I think it was 3-0. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it was 3-0 or 4-0. But I mean, in terms of that, there was some issues there as well. And even then, we go back to Kukurea. Kukurea has stepped up in those big games. Liverpool, he stepped up. Man City stepped up, and that's the thing. I think if people looked at the fact to say, oh, they look at the stats alone, which is why I said I'm not really a stats man like that. I will use the stats because the stat will tell you if a player is improving each season, but at the same time, it doesn't tell you the full story. Which is why sometimes I'll use the videos and I'll mix in the stats as well. So if you watch videos of Kukurea or if you watch matches of Kukurea at Brighton, you will see that he's not the greatest completely in terms of the defensive side. He can make some interceptions, blocks, and deflections, which we have seen that as well. Even in the quote unquote bad patches that he's had, he's went on the line and used his body as a sacrifice to block shots that are taken. So it's not like he hasn't really been good in the defensive side. Sometimes he does lose concentration, and yes, we do see that crosses are made. Obviously, we saw that against West Ham where they got past him. Bowen made a cross, I think. Antonio left it, and then Emerson was able to score. So there is some aspects where yes, you can say Kukurea is probably not the brightest when it comes on to the defensive side all the time, which nobody's perfect. But I guess in a sense, like you're saying, people are saying as if he's bad, like every time he plays, we're losing games, and that left side is very weak. It's not like that. It's just that he doesn't look like he's lucky. He looks like he's going through a rough patch. And I guess him not playing right now is probably okay in that sense. I think if a player is not having a good patch, you bench them or give them a time to really get their head back in a good space, so they do get better. But I don't know what you think about that.
Um, I mean, like I think you pretty much said everything. Here's how I see it. I think the truth remains, if you don't understand how Kukurea plays, he will always come across as he's everywhere on the pitch. And I've tried to explain that before. He plays more like a sweeper, what I call a sweeper for the back line. That's why even when he's in the left, he's playing as a left back. But whenever there's an issue on the right hand side, you see him cleaning up after Chaloba or James sometimes, or you see him cleaning up after James because he follows the ball. When he's defending, he follows the ball. That's how he plays. That's why sometimes again, because those that again that he play alongside him, they don't understand to cover up the space he leaves when he goes
Mm.
to clean up somewhere because he follows the ball, and that's how he plays it traditionally. But unfortunately for him, a lot of people haven't learned that. But I'm sure Graham Potter knows that. That's why when he's playing, he leaves him on the pitch even for long. He sweeps, he cleans up the mistakes of other of his defensive pairings, but people don't understand that. So they usually interpret it as again, Korea was just everywhere. What was he doing? He left space at the back line, but they're not paying attention. I think he becomes better when those he plays with learns when he leaves that space, they cover him up. Or when Graham Potter demands it that he doesn't can play that more like that sweeper role and again him maintain his position. Again, yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't think he has an issue actually. And all those why that he's people have been blaming him, claiming he was the reason why we played badly and all that. I don't see it that way. I've always said again, it's not his problem. Sometimes he's not been perfect, but in cases where you can actually point fingers at him, it's because our defense wasn't properly protected, and the opponents kept coming at us. And when that happens at one time, yeah, they get through. So yeah, but now again, you see, we're playing with a bit of again, not perfect yet, but we have a better protection for the defensive line right now, and we haven't been conceding that much. So it's even hard to blame anybody in the defensive line. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like what Glenn says here. We switched our back line so much there haven't really been any patterns yet. Cuckoo will come good. and which is true, and it does support your point as well. And I think it's something that I think people just look at things at the surface, like you said. They don't,
Mhm.
or they don't always look at things at the surface. They look at just what they see at first, which is why I say, and some people do agree with it. If you rewatch the game, you see things because when you watch the game the first time, it's about, oh, I want to see my team win. So you're not paying attention. Some people can mix it and say, I want to see how this player does. I'm going to keep an eye on them personally, but you're not going to see everything. And the examples you've given as well, he will be everywhere, quote unquote, but that is when experience, that's when chemistry needs to be important, because if you don't understand that this is the way the player plays, you're going to leave that space and you're going to have that bigger gap of space, and that's going to give your opponents an advantage, which is why Silva's experience is important. And that is why, when you what you do realize is that he understands players, so that's why he make progress forward sometimes, but he knows to keep his composure. He knows to keep the line safe. But even then, he's one player, so he can't do it alone. Which is why whoever is playing on that left side alongside Kukurea needs to be very attentive. They need to be paying attention so that they'll be able to see what's going on. Which is why Silva is able to do it on the right, but he can't do it on the left as well. Which is why Badashile over time may be molding into that, and that does support your point as well with Koulibaly. If the pairing isn't good, then it's not going to work, because Badashir was making mistakes against Southampton. You got lucky. He made some passes back to Kepa, and they were intercepted at times. They led to goals as well. So, and then when he saw Fofana came on, he realized that Badashir felt more comfortable. Fofana was more attentive, making blocks, making interceptions in between the players. And he's one of the reasons why we only lost 1-0 against Southampton. So the pairing does have an importance, and if you don't understand each other, then it's gonna become easy. It's gonna be easier for you to not really have a good performance. But like you said, and I'm happy that I'm not the only person that actually sees that Kukurea does offer something, but at the same time, his teammates need to understand what he's about.
Yeah, you can. If they don't understand, if it was, there always can be issues. It would just seem like it's everywhere just for the sake of it, or because he's confused or something. But that's not the case. And actually, even when we're losing games, he's usually one of the people that runs even more. You'd see him even contributing in the midfield area because he wants something to happen. He's fighting, but unfortunately, it gets interpreted the wrong way.
Yeah. No, you're joking.
What happened?
There was a match going in the Premier League that I was keeping an eye on, and now it's quickly changed. Aston Villa defeated Everton and Arsenal won. But anyways, that
Arsenal
that
won.
that's
Arsenal won.
that's
Did Arsenal again? The Arsenal again? Did the end 1-0?
then the 1-0 Martinelli's goal after halftime, right as the second half started, and Man City are 2-0 up already in the first half against Bournemouth. So it's not looking good for Chelsea, especially with Aston Villa winning the game. They're now leveled on points with us, so we need to win. Although the only thing that is keeping us ahead of them is goal difference, which ours is 0 and theirs is -8. So we need to win the game. It doesn't look pretty, and I was saying it before. Um, there's a lot of teams that are in a relegation scrap. There's some that are trying to avoid it, and we have to be careful, especially with Aston Villa. Like I said, we're now leveled on points with us. We could jump from 10 to 11, and then if it continues like this, we can jump to 12. I'm not necessarily going to get relegated, as I'm seeing other people say, but it can get worse, and we need to be careful. But I mean, top four, I know people have given up on it, but even getting 6 or 7, and perhaps I do agree with you when you do say that if we don't get top four, I'd rather us should just simply stay out of any European competition and take the following season as a way to prepare better, build something, and probably focus on the future. I don't really think we should be aiming for Europe if we can't get it. But I am still going to be hopeful that top four is possible. I mean, mathematically, it's still possible, but it's just about how we execute it.
Yeah, very, very possible. And again, let's see what happens. It's difficult. Again, Europa League or Europa Conference League would just be an unnecessary distraction. It would just pull us back, and it could lead to us not making it to top four again because lots of traveling and all that, and end up not still winning it. Then we're in serious trouble. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's really not
I'm glad
looking
you
good.
just bring up the fact that I said that. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it really. I was not expecting to say this. I mean, I did. I mean, on the Tuchel still, I wasn't blaming Tuchel, but I mean, after the preseason game against Arsenal, people were saying it's just preseason. Oh, and City are 3-0 up as well. It was just preseason. People were saying that.
Who's
I'm like,
three?
no, sorry,
You say who's a 3-0 up?
Man City are 3-0 up now. They just scored in stoppage time for
Oh,
them.
this smoking. Who are they playing against again?
Bournemouth. They always beat Bournemouth by a heavy amount. Yeah, but what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I was saying that yeah, with Tuchel under the preseason game against Arsenal, people are saying it's preseason, but I'm saying yes, it's preseason. But if preseason is supposed to prepare you, and if these are the performances that are being accepted, then I don't know. The season's gonna be very long. It's gonna be very difficult for us, and there's power in the tongue. Some people say, and it looks like that is the case. It's not been a season where I think many fans want to remember, but it'll make a good story if everything does work out in the end. And it'll for fans that are just used to success consistently. This is something for them to learn from, to know that some things are not always going to be rosy. You're going to have rough seasons. You're going to have difficult seasons where you're not going to be at the highest level. And okay, big up to you, Nick. All right. Yeah. But in terms of that, yeah, it's just reality, and we just need to hope for the best. And we can start changing the narrative, possibly with beating Spurs, which I believe. I was giving my, I
Yeah,
gave
that's a good start. We have to beat them.
Yeah. Yeah, and Nick is even asking what my prediction. My score prediction, I said it before. It's Chelsea 2, Spurs 1. I think we may concede, but I'm gonna just hope and pray that we do win. I know people expect us to lose. I don't think so. I've seen the bigger accounts that are making previews say that they're still gonna lose 2-0 and 3-0 and 2-1 and things like that. But I'm gonna always be hopeful and say that we win the game. So I'm saying 2-1. I'm not sure about you, coach.
I'm not sure, Ty. I'm not sure. Here's the thing. I'm not sure. I hope we're. I'm just saying. I hope we'll come up with something we can say. Well, that's good enough. But in terms of, I don't know this team that well. I know we have enough quality to be doing better. Look, the way you can say how we play. I cannot. I cannot look at it and say this is what I think the outcome would be. I get it. They haven't beaten us for like 1,000 years. But that's by the way. That's again, recent form trumps everything. They've done better. Again, their recent form is better than ours. Our recent form has been awful. And plus, again, I don't. Again, charity obviously is still well and truly in existence. When you think, okay, we're gonna beat them uh, because they haven't beaten us for how many for 10,000 years. That's when we lose. But I hope if we win, I'll take it. But I can't say what's going to happen in tomorrow's game. Usually, usually I look at the insights
Like,
on Portmore and say, okay, statistically from what I'm looking at here, this is what I think will happen. Yeah, but no, I'm not sure what will happen. I have to be honest, seriously.
yeah, and that's a fair point, because I mean, we honestly can't know what's going to happen. And I mean, that's the thing. At the time, I guess people say this: if there's a time for Spurs to beat Chelsea in the Premier League at their new ground, it would be now. When Chelsea look all over the place, they look confused, they look disjointed. They're not in the best form. people probably say that they can do it. And I mean, we've been losing to teams at the bottom of the table. Southampton, no manager. People say, and everything. People say this is the best time to beat them. So yeah, that is a fair point. I'm just gonna just be optimistic and say we win.
I hope so. I just can't say win. Usually, I like when I'm saying it. I have some measure of
Yeah,
certainty. But I can't just dump the count whether we win or whether they draw or not. Uh, it, what was Nick saying for the first time in his life? For the first time in my life, I am going to say a Tottenham win because of this thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we just talked
Oh,
about it. But yeah,
2-0 Spurs. Okay,
yeah.
well, I mean that's just the reality. That's what a lot of fans believe right now. Hope is becoming less. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
By
Yeah,
the
it's
way, I
gonna
haven't
be.
said
I
this.
agree with Nick. It's gonna be a feisty game as usual. There's never a Tottenham Chelsea game where you finish watching it and say, you know what, it was just a good game. No, there will always be feisty. There will always be fight, punches thrown or something like that. Yeah, and I think we'll come off worse because I don't think we have that character in the team. Reese hasn't he hasn't mastered the art of being aggressive and not get carded for it. I think he's still learning that. He overdoes it whenever he tries to show fight. He overdoes it that he gets carded. Who else in the team can do anything? I don't know. Except Cesar Spilicueta is a seasoned one there who knows how to pull off that again aggression again in a derby like that. Do it in a way that he will not get carded. So again, I'm not concerned, and at the same time, I'm not too confident. But God help us, please. We need that 3 points. Yeah, I get it. Even if I don't like Potter, we need that 3 points. I don't want a situation where season ends and we're not going to be playing the Champions League next season because do I think if we can win it? It's very possible, but I question that. It breaks the heart really. Others have made mistake, and a former CEO of TFC session said in a group chat, "I hope it doesn't blow up in their face." I will never forget that. It looks like it's blown up already. Yeah. Hopefully they clean it up and clean it up
Mm.
right.
Big up to you, Blues
It is
Corner.
seriously. Sorry?
I was just greeting somebody. Big up to you, Blues Corner. And
Okay.
yeah, thank you for joining. This is a good question, but I mean, if we win the games, perhaps we have we can work for him to be in charge. I mean, the tie isn't over, and anything can happen. Maybe never know. Probably we do better in the Champions League than we do in the league, and you never know. Potter does something that people see as miraculous and we do well.
We've actually been in worse situation before. In
Yeah,
2012 against Napoli, we lost 3-1 in Naples, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So again, we've
And
been
he
in
came
worse
back.
situation. Just beat them 2-0. We're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not difficult. It's not difficult to keep clean sheets. Our problem is scoring, but we are able to defend well, but we can't finish our chances, and that is why we even lost to them because if we had finished our chances, it probably would have been a different game, and maybe we'd not have been in the
Oh yeah.
situation that we are in.
Felix alone could have had a 3 goals. And
Yeah,
had we won that game, yeah, it'd be even things will look again. Potter will be in a better position right now.
yeah.
then the argument will be at least he's doing well in Europe. But
Yeah.
it's hanging in the balance. If he the second leg come that the day and he beats again Dortmund, we move next to the round again to the quarterfinals, then yeah, oh, people can he would change people's minds honestly. Then you can look at his Champions League record and say, well, he's doing well there. I'll take him for that. Yeah,
That is factual. I'm just trying not to die of laughter at what Glenn says here, but yeah. I, I'm seeing a lot of reports that Chelsea are looking at replacements for Potter, and I'm trying to see if it's actually true or not. Seeing people are linking us to the Napoli manager, saying that we're eyeing up him as a replacement for Potter. It's mad.
yeah. Again,
It's,
it's something again. Nobody has asked them whether that's the case, and if you ask them, I don't think you get anything from them. And the rumors, this sort of rumors usually don't swell around for nothing. I think something is going on. They must have a plan in place again in case they let him go. Unfortunately, it isn't really looking good for him.
yep. Hmm. Okay. I see that people are coming in and out of the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to be
it's
consistent enough for
still
it to be steady.
yeah. There's 3 dislikes.
It doesn't matter. Why are you not showing your likes, Tyron?
That's hilarious.
Let me push it. Let me push the likes up right
This-
now. So you should have more likes right now.
Oh my lord, this is
Are you
hilarious.
intentionally hiding your likes? Ty?
Um, kind of.
No, I don't think you should.
I Well, obviously I can't hide the dislikes. Dislikes was hidden by YouTube itself. It decided to hide
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Then you should start showing your likes. I think it goes a long way.
Hmm.
Just give me one
I
second. I
always
need
I
to
can
I need to
always
take
turn
this
on back
call,
that
Ty.
feature.
One second. One second. I'll come
No
back.
problem. Yeah, but for those Nick is still here, let me show my lineup again quickly. Again, so I'm not sure if you can see it. You can always see if you're not seeing it. I can see if I can change the length of it. But you can always say, but that is my lineup again. Kepa in goal, Badashile Silva, James Chilwell, Enzo Zakaria, Felix Maduki, Sterling, and Dacho Fafana. Explained why I did so. You can always rewatch, or you can rewind the stream or video, and you can see what my reasonings were, and you can always see the discussions that I was having with Coach about why certain things. Nick, I think you're there. I'm not sure who else is in the chat, but it says 6 people are watching. I am not sure who those 6 people are. I know that Nick is commenting, but yeah, that is my lineup. Like I said, and I'm just hoping that Potter selects a team that can at least get the job done at some level.
Nick is there. Nick isn't gone. Nick wants to stay and support you. Ty, can
That's
you
good
do
lineup.
one
I do
tab?
agree.
Ty, can you do one tab of three four again? I think if he's gonna be a player three on the back, he will most likely be a 3-4-1-2. If that makes sense. Let me try and see if I can share my screen. I think I have one up. You understand what I explained then? Playing a three at the back creates a problem for him. If he plays a three at
Yeah.
the back, because he has wingers, he can play a three at the back and then play Mudwick as wing back or Mudrick as wing back. He'd have to play James. On the left hand side, he'd have to play Chilwell or Correa. On the right hand side, he'd have to play James. Then now the wingers we have, probably he has to do what Thomas Tuchel does, play them as eights. So that's why I think before he plays that again, it would take a while because he'd like to stabilize things first. To start playing, what's his name? Um, to start playing like start playing Modric and Madrick as wing backs. That's with an again attacking intent, not for defensive purposes. But you know how Chelsea fans watch football. Once they see those players in the wing back position, they think he's getting them to defend. I really would want to see, Ken, what do you think he does in a three at the back structure? The lineup. If you can open another tab, I don't know, up to you.
I can always remove
Or you
this.
want me to do it?
You can. What you do? Do you want me to
Okay,
change
let me
the?
share. Since you're using a laptop, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to quickly. Okay, let me do this. Okay, let me open it here. I want to design, not for no chosen 11. So I'm gonna go 3-4-2-1. Is that what you think? Or
Three,
three
four,
four
two,
one two
one.
because he needs to 1-2. He needs to accommodate the 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what other way he will restructure that for it to work. So go with 3-4-3, then change it to work. So I'm gonna share my screen so that you can see what I'm saying here. Because if he goes with a three at the back structure, he has a problem. And these new signings are too young. I don't think they've done that before. Winston struggle. And the last time he tried it that way, he played wingers in wing back positions. I think that was why Brighton smoked us. Wasn't that the case, Ty?
Yeah. But that's the structure that he used at Brighton as well. He used
Yeah,
Solly
he
March.
played with only three recognized defenders. So
Yeah.
is that the
That's
number
probably
one
that's why they
winger?
lost some games as well. But I know that Solly March, who is actually a winger by position, he turned him into a left wing not left wing back, a right wing back. And yeah, and Trossard sometimes was like a wing back as well.
Yeah.
So that's the structure that he normally used. So he was trying to use it. I guess he realized quite quickly that if he wanted to use that, he doesn't really have the he didn't have the players to do it because they weren't fit or the
No, the
same thing.
players we have, they get weird out playing Tuchel for again trying to play that for Tuchel. The only player we had that played there that liked it and executed the role well very well was loftus. So can you
I
see
don't
my
understand
screen
how you
now?
do this. How do you
Sorry?
do that? How do you do that? Like the
Do what?
screen, you share the screen and it looks bigger. I don't know how you do.
Yeah, I zoomed out. Control plus. It zoomed out, then the sidebar will go out.
You zoom. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
control plus. Or zoom in. Which one is it correct? I'm tired.
oh! I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, if you zoom more, if you zoom into it even more, then the sidebar will be kicked out, and then it will take full screen. So see that structure we talked about. But here right now, again, two sixes, right? One we know who those are. Then two wingers. So now you see that he plays wingers in the wing back position, which is these two guys here, because this should actually be here. This guy should be closer, not as wide, because the wing backs usually down further somewhere here. That they start operating down further here. The two sixes can be somewhere like this. I don't care where they are, but this here's the wing back here. This guy here and this guy here. So if he plays anything again, the 3-4-1-2 or 3-4-2-1 structure, which means again James is around, Chihuahua Kukure is around. Where does that again? The only thing that will change here will be he plays with 2 8s. So if he ever does that, he has to play with 2 8s to accommodate. I don't know. I don't think it makes sense at all. If you are you there, Ty?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, so it doesn't make any sort of sense for him to go with a three at the back. What structure? If he tries to accommodate a 10, then it has to be 1-2 up front here. And then who's going to be the two guys here? So, which means, again, if he's going to play two guys that are capable of playing here, it would most likely be, let's say, Felix and Kai Havertz, then Mason Mount here. Then you're leaving out a 100 million man plus the other one that was 35 million, the two wingers, or except if he starts Modric here, or Modric here, which I don't see him doing because it's a huge risk, because probably they haven't played that way before. So that's why I looked at it. I said, he's not going to try it. If he tried, they will smoke us. They're very pacey. They're well drilled with that structure. And Conte, I don't know how he does it. His team, they're so drilled. That three at the back structure is good I think in the attacking phase and in the defensive phase. I don't know how he does that. So that's why I it wouldn't make any sort of sense to go with a three at the back structure.
Yeah, and that's valid points as well. I'm looking at what Nick said his lineup is: Kepa, Wesley Fafana, Silva. Oh, it looks like that looks like a back three. Yeah, like he's playing a back three. I think it's a back three. Wesley Fafana, Silva, Badashile, James, Chilwell, Enzo, Cover, Sterling, Modric, and Felix. So it looks like he's saying Felix should be the nine, Modric, and Sterling. So it looks like it's a 3-4-2-1. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think that's. I think. You can confirm if that is what it is, or if I'm looking at it wrong.
It's the lineup. Yeah, you said it right. Datro Fofana, right centre back, Thiago Silva, essentially left centre back, Badia Shile, left wing, Chilwell, left wing back, so to speak, Ben Chilwell, right wing back, um, Reece James, 2 6 Enzo Fernandez and Mateo Kovacic. But what he does in the front area, I don't know, because in the front area it can be 1-2 or 2-1.
Yeah, because
So
those.
that's what I'm saying. If he can, Mudrik is not going to see space here. Where is he going to play? Even in a 2-1 position, is he going to play? Maybe Mudrik plays as an 8, as one of the 2 8s, maybe.
Mm,
Yeah, but I don't think this system. Yes, Felix as first nine, he says in the chat, but I don't think this system gets the best. It will not get the best out of the players we get, and they will be even more confused. If he's going to play it and he's going to accommodate Mudrik and Madueke, they'll probably be even more confused than they've ever been.
yeah,
But it's up to
yeah,
him if he wants to risk it.
yeah. I don't think you'd want to do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, valid points. I mean, it's probably not something that you probably want to experiment right now. It's so important. I'm just interested to see how he will set up the team, because I after what he said in the presser and then what he said in an interview, it looks as if he wants to get fans to understand that he's being himself. And I made this joke. I think he has a burner account, because the things that he's saying, and I'm seeing it on Twitter. I mean, come on, he's making reference to Twitter. Either he has somewhere that is looking at what the opinions are and then telling him, or he has an account that he uses to see.
Or maybe
He,
somebody does it for him.
yeah, it looks like they're keeping a close eye on what it is, and probably even Todd Bowley, whoever is running Todd Bowley's account, is doing it as well.
You never know.
Yeah, Mickey's saying Aubameyang on bench to come on if we don't
You may
score.
not. You may actually. There's a chance you're not gonna even see him on the bench. I don't know because I'm not sure what happened. The club was really to shove him out, to push him out, to, to push him out. Like the heck, like I don't. I'm not sure what
Oh,
to say
it's
about
been
him.
Well, I guess it was our turn. Normally when we get players from Arsenal, although we didn't get it from Arsenal to be fair, but I mean any player that goes to Arsenal from Chelsea, they end up doing poorly. But now Aubameyang, who is an Arsenal ex-Arsenal player rather, joins us and he's not performing at the level, or he's always been with him. He hasn't really been promising.
Yeah, I like how Dale's first did in the chat. We need to pull up tomorrow. We need to pull up again. We need to pull up tomorrow's game. If we don't, Christopher Ravel, the guy to act. Yeah, it's not going to be easy, really. Then better form, but let's see. And if it was like they know how, again, it's their thing to soak up pressure and then hit you on the break. If it was like the team that play high line, you could say, again, by default, we're supposed to play well. But I think we're not going to play well tomorrow. I don't again. At least that's one thing I know. I could be wrong, but let's see. Maybe they feel like they can do better than us, and they will come at us, and then we'll have the space to play our game. But if they defend deep, we will struggle really hard.
Yeah, I mean, it really is sad the way things are going.
Yeah, Chelsea has a game, and nobody's looking forward to it. That
I
shows you.
don't,
I'm wondering how does Potter himself feel. Shoot.
yeah, I genuinely feel disconnect.
Oh my goodness, it sucks. It really does suck, man. It breaks the heart, really.
Yeah. Well,
Big up
I
Bills CFC.
don't see deals, so I don't understand.
You don't see Bills there?
No.
Okay,
Wait, you're seeing his message?
in the chat.
I'm not seeing it. I don't know why.
You serious? I'm seeing Bills CFC. I'm seeing the blue.
I'm not.
Yep.
Let me go for my tablet and see if I can see. Right.
Yeah. Can
Just
you share
I'm not
can you share the screen? I wanted to see again the injury list because there was this asking who's injured for sports. We did talk about that
who's
person in
injured
the
for
morning.
Spurs.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about that in the morning?
Oh yeah, I think it's not Bentacore. Bentacore is the one I think is unavailable. I think that's what not deals. That's what DJ said. I'm gonna check the team news for them. But
Yeah, you can use your you can share the what's it called fort mob.
yeah, I was actually gonna use that actually. I'm looking for it. But yeah, it, I just hope that you're saying Hoiberg is back, but I'm gonna check for confirmation.
I don't know who's available and who isn't available
Uh,
for them. I'm not sure.
I only know who's available for us. That's all I know.
Who is available for Chelsea? That's all we want to know.
Yeah, my device is very slow, so you have to bear with me. I'm trying to find it, so it's still
Oh,
loading for
okay.
me. So, yeah, it's moving extremely slow. Okay, let me share the screen. So there's actually something there.
There's too many views out, too much news out there today. So I'm just gonna do how can Chelsea beat Spurs.
Okay, I think it's probably up now. I think the screen is being shared now. Okay. Well, I didn't want to go there, but I have to. Look at that. Look at the distance Chelsea are away from top four. Sad. Really is
It
sad.
doesn't really look like
Okay,
we're gonna
so
get
here it
it there.
is.
So the injury list,
Okay.
yeah, you can see it there.
All right, let me zoom in a bit so I can. show it. Okay, is that better? Did it zoom in? Let me show it.
So Bissouma is out, Sissignon is out, Bentancur is out, Hugo Lloris is out, knee injury, late match. So they're pretty much depleted. Did Lloris play their last game?
No, I don't think that. I don't. Did he? I don't think he did. Or did he get injured
I
in
don't.
that game?
Mhm. I honestly don't like what I'm seeing because when it looks like we're positioned to beat them, that's when we struggle. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, that's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to check the last game. Okay, so Bournemouth are losing 4-0. Okay. Man City are smashing them.
I think my City will still win the league. I think.
Trying to see if trying to yeah. Okay, so they lost to Milan. Okay. Let
Who
me
lost?
see. Let me see if Lloris had played. Spurs lost to
Who?
Milan.
So Simham scored today
Oh,
again.
oh. Gonna let people gonna want to join up. Okay, so he didn't play. So Lloris didn't play in the Champions League game. I don't think here. I don't think he played in their game. Who did they play last? Sorry, it came up. I don't remember who it said. I don't think it. I think Lloris was injured before that as well. Oh, they lost 4-1 to Leicester. Okay, so they're not in the greatest form in terms of two recent games, but yeah, Bentancur is not suspended. Sorry, what? I'm confused. Where you said that
I
Bentancur
think
is suspended, I don't see it.
not
Says
suspension, an
suspended.
injury. I think. Did you miss the check their injury? You're looking at another game.
Yeah. Looking at, I was checking to see if Hugo Lloris was. No, he wasn't there. So it's Forster who played the game. So let me go back to the fixtures. No, okay. Uh, yeah, he's injured. Yeah, he's out until mid September. Oh, he's out for the season. Okay, he's out
Bentancur is.
for the season. The rest of the season he's out. Yeah, it says mid September 2023. Yeah, he's out for the season. Benzema is over. Benzema has been injured since he's joined Spurs. I don't think he's consistently played. Look at the form quickly to get a better understanding. So Spurs won. Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Okay, so Spurs won against West Ham. When was that? So confused now. Did they play in the week? No, they couldn't. They played in the week against. No, I'm confused now. But they won West Ham 2-0. They lost to Milan in the week. I'm assuming, or was that last week? I don't even know. Leicester they lost 4-1. Spurs they beat Man City 1-0. And then they Preston North End they won 3-0. And then obviously we know that it does look pretty for Chelsea. Drew 3 games in a row, and then they lost to Dortmund and then Southampton. So yeah, really is depressing. But broken finger. Wait,
Sorry.
Edward Mendy has a broken finger as an injury. Okay,
Yeah. And how long is it gonna be out for?
he says a few days. It doesn't specify when he's back. So I'm assuming he'll be back soon, quote unquote. And hamstring injury mid March. We already know that Kante was back in the warm ups, and Pulisic is supposedly going to be back. I think he probably comes back in 2 weeks. Don't think they should be rushed. And obviously, we know Broha is off for the rest of the season, and Aspi is probably coming back in March as well, which is just in a few days. So it's not like it's weeks. Yeah, I'm happy for Aspido. Hmm, that's funny. I'm looking at the predicted 11. It's actually funny.
Probably 11. That's what they usually call it. Yeah, so they played, 3-4-2-1. That's what they played predominantly.
Yeah, the lineup that Footmob puts up, it's similar to mine. All the difference is that they're playing Modric and Havertz and Kovacic. But yeah,
They get it correctly most times, actually.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm seeing Nikki saying I agree with deals, but I'm not seeing his. Let me quickly go for my tablet to see if I can see his comments because
Did
I
you
don't
block
understand. I'm not
deals?
seeing it. You're seeing the comments here in on StreamYard, or are you seeing it on YouTube?
I'm seeing it on YouTube.
I don't understand. It's weird. I know that there was a time where when other moderators were on my channel, they had hidden some people, and I know that. Well, I know Deals was hidden at one point, but I unhid him. Obviously,
Then you
he
should
would.
you shouldn't be seeing them at all if that's the case.
Yeah, but I took the hidden away because somebody blocked him from the channel, so I had to undo it. So I'm not sure if it hasn't updated on my side yet, but if other people are seeing it, I don't know. StreamYard is weird sometimes.
It's technology can be quirky.
Mm, yeah, I'm seeing him there, but what
You're seeing him where?
on YouTube? I go on YouTube and I see his comments.
But are you seeing every other person's comment in the back end?
Let me see. Yeah, I'm seeing it on YouTube. There it is. It says there's so. Let me go. Let me read the comments that he put up from there because I'm not seeing it. Okay, so it says big up Ty, big up Coachella. Hope you're all well. Playing a back three smart. And then he says I like that Nick. Yes. Okay. No, that's Nick. Would you like to see three-man midfield Enzo Zakari and cover? I think I think that would be a good um option. I'm not sure if Potter would change to a flat 4-3-3. I mean, I think he probably uses a hybrid approach with when Mount is playing, but I'm not sure. I think that midfield would be more balanced because you'd have three different profiles that can accommodate each other. But I'm not sure if Potter would just consider that. But I would be open to it.
Yeah, I honestly do think it's over for Mount because if
Yeah,
we're picking a lineup, it doesn't even come to mind.
I forgot he was a Chelsea player. Honestly, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it doesn't even come to mind because there are other players available to take his place. But I don't know how Graham Potter is going to accommodate him. I think it's looking more like the club they made up their mind. He's not staying.
Mm.
Yeah,
I gained 2 subscribers at least, so
do
that's
you
good.
see what Nick is saying in the chat?
Yeah, I see it. I see it, man. I'm just trying not to laugh. I got 2 subscribers, so I appreciate those who
It's
subscribe.
like coach hit him. No, this is the
Anyways, what does it say? I'm gonna go to that, but I'm trying to catch with what Neil said.
this is
We need
different, Nick.
Yeah, he said we need to pull up tomorrow. We need to pull up tomorrow game. If we don't, Christopher will build the guy to act.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Dales is saying there really.
I think Christopher Ville has been a vocal person. He's actually the one that's saying give Graham Potter some more time. So and he's been responsible for the sacking of some managers at Leipzig as well. So if the role is which
I think he will be. Yeah, you're correct. He will be the undoing of Graham Potter because they're gonna listen to him if he speaks.
Yeah. So I think probably that's what News is trying to say. But and then he says, what things does Potter got to improve? And then who's injured for Spurs are explain that. Do you think Kante will get his part to play? I don't think Kante is gonna be playing, and I don't think he's fully back yet.
The tactics overall have been awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. That needs to improve on its own for anything to go well. I don't think it doesn't look like he pays attention to numbers after games. Because if he's been doing that, then he would never have started the 11 he started against Brighton. So probably he thought we played better than what's that team, the Austrian team,
RB Salzburg.
Salzburg. He probably thought we played better than Salzburg, but we didn't. We were actually lucky. So that's where I'm concerned. It doesn't look like he looks at games to see, okay, what can I learn from this game? What can we do differently next? And after that game, he still started the game against Brighton with nearly the same 11 he started again against Salzburg with three recognized defenders only. And the game before, again, we talked about we had a lengthy discussion after the Salzburg game saying he shouldn't try that in the Premier League. If he tries that, he's going to be suicidal. And he went, he went ahead and tried it in the Premier League, and indeed, it was suicidal because they mopped the floor with us, really. So that's my biggest concern. It doesn't look like he learns from his mistakes, and that's dangerous, really.
Yeah. Perhaps that's the case actually. Trying to catch up with what Deuce is saying. So yeah. Have you seen the win percentage on Potter? It was the same at Brighton than it was
Brighton's
Chelsea.
record is actually better if you compare them, but I think if you search it, you will see it tied.
Yeah. I mean the win percentage is obviously more at Brighton still. So
Yeah.
not that. But yeah, I think 31.1%. I remember that's the Brighton one. But yeah. Um yeah. And then Nick says, like coach hid me.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing. Nick is my friend. We will settle our differences, but in a big way. You
Mm.
need to start comparing me to certain people.
Yeah,
I think you were I think you were there. I don't know. You knew how again. You can remember how furious I was.
yeah.
Tebeho, Tebeho, my brother
I
from
thought you said he was
my
gonna go to
Cleveland.
sleep. I thought you said he
Sorry.
was gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, I heard again. I think I saw something. He discharged you quickly. Said, "I'm going to go to get some rest." He said something like that, right?
Yeah, because he hasn't been feeling well for a couple of weeks, so I'm not sure. Well, I appreciate the support still.
Tebeho out. Tebeho, he's been fighting for Graham Potter, sticking his neck out for Graham Potter, and boom, he says,
Mm.
Mm-mm, "I can't do this. I can't do this anymore." Tebeho, that's hilarious, really. I can't, I I can't support this man anymore. Like the heck. I'm designing the banner for the thumbnail for the evening show.
This is what I don't understand. Why am I seeing the comments for deals on YouTube, but I'm not seeing it here? I don't understand.
Maybe it's your machine. I don't know.
Probably he's blocked me. I don't know.
Possibly. Can you see him check if he's blocked you? Are you guys fighting?
We were. Guys, this is funny, man. This is getting personal.
Jamaican brothers fighting. You shouldn't.
All
You
right.
you should live together as one.
We are people that live.
Wacko Jacko, Michael Jackson.
See, now I'm looking and I don't see. I'm checking my other. I am no. He's blocked me. I think Deals has blocked me.
Tell him to check it. Maybe he hasn't unblocked you after you set up the fight.
Yeah, I don't think he's unblocked me because I'm not seeing it on my other accounts.
So maybe you're just able to see it because you're admin. That's
Mm-mm.
from the back end. Yeah, tell him Deus unblock Ty. Right, I think this is good. I didn't see there ain't so much topic out there to talk, but I think we can factor in the argument how can Chelsea beat Spurs, beat Tottenham. I think Helgi would like such topic.
There's a question for you. I don't know if you want to answer
Who was asking me?
it. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, Stav is back. Isn't Nick? Nick should be back. If not, again, I'll block Nick in a bit. Everybody's fighting. We fought in 2020, 2022, but we shouldn't be fighting in 2023. But really, Nick, stop comparing me to, yeah, I'm not gonna say that.
Okay. No, they'll be very
But
upset to see
Stav
what's
is not
going on.
back on the panel.
Mm.
Hmm. And it's not gonna be for a while.
I'm muted. I'm getting close to the 2 hour mark, and I don't have the paid version, and I realize
Mhm.
at the time how long you can have streams now. So I don't want to run out of time for this period I have, because I have to wait 2 weeks before I get back those hours. So this is some good ways to get some watch hours, I guess. But yeah, I would like to. I probably may conclude the stream soon. So I would like to thank Nick for coming into Beirut, although he said that he was going to go to sleep. Deals, although I can't see his comments. Glenn was here before. Blues Corner or Coach Corner, whichever one. Obviously, Coach for joining the panel. I know Added Time was here at one point, and whoever the other 4 people are that are watching the stream, much love to you. Thanks for the 2 subscribers that I gained from this stream as well. I think this will pick up eventually. I think probably because the algorithm
Yeah,
is
but make sure
intuitive.
at least every Saturday at the same time.
Yeah, probably. So, it, weekends are probably the best
And
time
make
for
sure
me.
you sign me on the panel. I'm alone now.
I just need to get the some bit more features. Obviously, over time that may change. They, like I
Yeah,
said, this.
yeah. No, we're capable of. We'll talk about that, Ty.
Yeah, but obviously, like I said, this is just me doing a preview. Obviously, the channel is rebrand. It's no longer Thai Talks, MC shows and sessions. For those who've been keeping up with the videos, you'd have seen David or Asni do reviews, and did an assessment on Graham Potter. You can always check those out. I will put them in the description after I end the stream and everything. I'll put coaches info in, although he's in the featured channels section on the channel, so you can always check. But I'll put the link to
So no need putting it again.
yeah, I'll put the link to his channel in the description as well. I would have to add a lot of things in the description eventually. But yeah, you can expect, I believe, a review of the game. I'm not like coach, you can do watch alongs and all those things, I but you can expect a review from Asni, David, tomorrow after the game. So you can keep your eyes open for that. And that's that. I just wanted to officially make a video since the rebrand, because I haven't done that. I've been the editing part of it. So I just wanted to do something, to let people know that I'm still here and I'm not gone. Because some people were wondering why they weren't seeing me. So you get a new understanding, and if you watch this, you'll understand why. So the channel is no longer Thai Talk CFC Social Sessions. It's now a batch of people. If you look at the about of the channel, you'll see the and the description of the channel, you will understand it. There's other co-hosts and hosts and people, but they have not been introduced yet. You will see them eventually. They'll be doing things as well. There's a lot of things planned for the rest of 2023, and just patience is a virtue, as Ni said or David said. So You'll have to see. We'll hopefully go on to bigger and brighter things. I'm close to, or not we're close to 1,000 subscribers. So always remember to like and subscribe and share. Thanks again to everybody. Like I said, see you guys next time. Peace. Thanks again, coach, for joining. See you guys next time. Keep the blue flag flying high. Cheers.
Up the